originated from NIT in his student years. So why I say proudly is being the first incubator, it was a wise choice for us to select them as incubator because that they have proven in their track record. So without wasting much of time, this is a chance for you to interact with a company or a founder of a company who started in his college days, that is from the student life itself, came as an entrepreneur and grown to a good level. So I'm handing over the platform to Suhail and to you to have an interactive session because Suhail, not being a professional speaker, is not, of course he will explain about his student days, how he came up with the idea and how it converted into a startup business, and definitely I specifically asked him to tell about the hardships that he had during his student days for setting up the company and taking it forward. So definitely that will be a lesson for you and for your students who you can tell what are the hardships and how they can overcome them, or rather what not to do. Right? So please take it as a chance to get maximum points from a successful entrepreneur, I should say, and pass it on to your students who wants to, has a dream for a startup. So a dream for you.
Good morning, all. So, thank you very much, Preeti, and thanks IIC for giving me this great opportunity. And as Preeti mentioned, I am not a speaker, but would like to interact with you, and whatever I have learned, I would like to share. Maybe if you ask more questions, that will be better to make it more fruitful. Before we start hearing the IIC success story, I would like to sincerely congratulate IIC for being getting into such an achievement among NITs. I think it's the first rank among this IIC's performance. I'm also part of that IIC council member, but even before that, being an alumni of NIT and incubating from NIT, I'm so proud and so happy to be here. So coming to what I understand is this is a short notice for me for this session, so I'm not so much aligned to, I don't know whether I'll be aligned to your expectations, but wherever I go, I used to tell our success stories, even mostly the reason or the learnings in the journey that I used to say, rather than saying only the success side. Sorry for this voice issue. So my just a small introduction about me personally. My name is Suhail. I did pass out from NIT Calicut in 1999, 2002 MCA batch. I think by this year MCA is going to stop. We don't know what happened by. So from there, by that the time we were passing out from NIT, TBI was conceptualized and set up in NIT in the same year. So the campus wanted student entrepreneurs to get into the TBI. Also the situation of placement that time was a bit tough. So both matched and we were the first incubator getting into this TBI and test our entrepreneurial traits and whether we could be able to run a company successfully or not. From there, we got a lot of support from campus itself in terms of not only just because of the TBI, the campus itself had a very good support, even the students community being a first company in the campus, and the faculties were supporting us very well. But the sad part was, startup was not so promoted that day. Startup was not a celebrated choice. If somebody is going, especially from NIT, did not go for a dream placement and is going to do something of his own, it was a real disappointment to my even parents or the society or Even some faculties also, their personal interest, they were telling us, why did you choose this? And for us, because of the support from TBA and because of the opportunity, we took this as a chance. And the real reason, if you ask me, was placement was very, very low that time. Because of that, in 2001 there was a, you might be knowing, the World Trade Center attack, and because of that, usually in NIT placement happens in the last year. So 2001 was our placement time. So most of the companies cancelled their placement visits, but still three of the co-founders in this company had placed. I was not placed. So that was one opportunity, one chance, one reason for us to get into taking this TBA's offer. And then that director of that time, NIT, late Dr. MP Chandrasekhar sir, who was the first NIT director. He was always, wherever he get a chance to interact with students, he used to tell, you should be job givers, not a job seeker. You should not be job seekers always. So that mantra also was there in that campus. So when we got a chance and we got a half consent from our parents and good support from the student committee, we entered. And from there it was almost a struggle, because we didn't know what to do, what business we should do. We got opportunity, we got the facilities, infrastructure, but not too much about how to form an idea, how to validate it, how to take that into next level, how to grow it. These are all something which an entrepreneur should, either he should have it inborn, or there should be some standard approach and standard thing which usually big companies used to do. So because of that, we struggled a lot in the initial 3 to 4 years. Later we realized that focusing into a product which can grow globally, which can emerge, which is part of an emerging industry, or which we can exponentially grow as the timeline goes, that is the only way we need to take our startup into the next level. And luckily we got a chance to get into travel industry. Travel industry exists as long as humanity exists, because we all want to travel. Whenever we get a chance, travel is the first choice if we get time. Maybe the mode of transport, maybe by road or by rail or by whatever, but travel is there, and that contributes to almost 15% of world GDP, to the world economy. So the choice of the industry was not was the right thing for us. And in that travel industry, we got a chance to cater into a niche area called travel agencies and online travel agents, helping them to manage their business, grow their business using an ERP platform. And that got into, for us it's a huge success. Even though it took around 20 years for us, the real success and real growth happened in the last 10 years, but we are able to reach out to 38 plus countries. All our products are sold in 38 plus countries, having tie-ups and business partnership with almost 10 world's leading industry players in this travel technology called airline distribution systems called Amadeus, Galileo, Travelport. You might be, if you look at that, you can know the company. They are the world's leading travel distribution companies. And the travel payment solutions companies like American Express, MasterCard, all these companies and Nucor works in hand with to help the travel industry. The latest, even the post-pandemic, there are a lot of changes happened in the business models. So we are helping our innovation and our technology support to cater to that changing needs in the post-pandemic landscape, and a lot of innovations are happening. Recently, Nucor got a chance to sign up with Emirates Airlines for helping them to distribute airline content in a new way, which is called IATA, NDC, New Distribution Capability. This is one of the buzzwords in the travel technology world. So my personal pride is that sitting in this, we were in the after the TBA incubation, we were working from an office behind this campus called Company. And there we were able to bring companies from France, Germany and all to come here and sign up for the contracts. location was relevant for them, only the product and the approach of our solutions were the relevance. So looking at how we can contribute to the changing that you all know that digital transformation is the word mostly used in everywhere, and that's true also, it's happening. So being along with that change, be the what we call catalyst for the change. For us, we are helping that industry to change the travel industry by giving innovative solutions on the time to time. Instead of sticking to a certain solutions, if it starts getting some revenue, there can be two choices. We can only accelerate the sales of that product only. We don't want to innovate. But at the time change, maybe your product may be good now, but after 2-3 years, the whole landscape will be changing. So if you are not prepared to that landscape, our solution will be washed off on a fine morning. So we kept innovating our technology as well as the way we give products, and now we are the 4th generation of our product platform. We started with the desktop system. You all know in 2006 and all, it was desktop systems. Then we moved to web system. Then we moved to cloud system. Now we are completely in a SaaS platform, adopting all the latest SaaS technology. So the crux of that is that just chasing behind the technology is not the only thing which we did. Technology change will be always required, but how we can use that technology to transform the industry which you are serving, that is the core thing. So we should have that business solutions first, then use of technology to support that business solution, and giving the end customers all the benefits of that latest technology. If you go in that way, I see that is the core success parameter which Nucor has been witnessed, and that's how we are able to. Now we are actually 150 plus members working from UL Cyber Park. From this Mentee Incubation, we moved to an office here. Almost 10 years we worked there. Then we moved to Calicut, and now we are one of the best IT ecosystem in Calicut, that's in UL Cyber Park. And we are able to give employment to 150 plus engineers and business professionals, and catering to 600 plus travel agents, almost 4 plus airlines. And in 2024, we are going to be one of the few technology companies in the world who is part of this IATA's new distribution capability distributors using our technology. Last year we had a large news coverage because almost 10 airlines have been signed up with Nucor for distributing their content through our platform. So these are the success which we say as a student with the zero business experience and zero business background and zero that entrepreneurial skills, how we could achieve into this level. And but if you look at the overall journey period and if you look at the overall growth of the company, it's not the real growth an IT company should make. But there will be a lot of different parameters also which decide whether a company can exponentially grow into next level or something, which naturally depends on the personal interest of the founders as well. We took a very comfort zone, a slow pace, and we didn't have a large kind of getting into multiple country offices or multiple verticals to focus, and we took that way, or we were not into that path. We just selected be safe and go comfortably. But that time has over. Now we have to look at into an exponential way, because 150 has to go to more than 1,000 or something, because the whole landscape is coming widening. So accordingly, we have to draw our roadmaps. That is in plan. Even we are trying to segregate the divisions into travel, airline, and separately. And even an acquisition from a large travel company, travel technology companies, the discussion is going on. So a lot of such things are happening into next level. So for me, I always say, for us personally it is a success, because getting into employment and that direction could have been in a very different way. But here, being in Calicut, we are able to cater to the expectations of the growing IT aspirants. Almost 150 plus employees are proudly working with us. So we see that's a great pressure for us and as a contribution to the community and as an inspiration to the student community also, even though it's a small thing. So that is a general short introduction and short or maybe a detailed explanation about PINCO. So I would like to interact with you more based on your questions so that I can somehow try to cater to your expectations of this issue. Thank you. And one point which I missed is that not because of Preeti sir, the support which is being given to us, being the first incubatee or the early incubatees, Preeti and Francis at that time TBA's in charge from campus were Dr. A.V. Francis. They were actually chasing us to asking us whether you made a business plan, do you have a business plan, and he was helping us to how to prepare a business plan. That time we didn't know what is a business plan, what should be a business projection, what is a forecasting, how do you look at industry, what is segmentation, what is niche, what is generic, all those lot of terminologies. So because of the pressure and support, like they were carrying us as a their own kind of venture and also the help extended from the campus for various technology, knowledge and know-hows and a lot of guidance and advices was very much helpful for us. So being an entity from the campus was a great help for us in our success journey because that made all the foundation. Even though we did not grow too much in the incubation period, that gave us a very strong foundation to transform into next level. So I really thank TBA and especially our Madam CEO, Preeti ma'am, for all the support given to us. Any questions? Preeti, did my introduction is fine or make sense?
So fine, that's when your description and your brief about your company. And now it is for the, I hope this is about your hardships during the formation of the company also. Maybe whatever you feel like sharing, like of course what the students or especially from the colleges, those who might face in their journey also, if you could share some of them, like or rather I would say like everybody normally try to showcase the successes of the entrepreneurs, but in fact the failure should be more explained. That's what I mean, or rather the mistakes that they do should be more explained so that the coming people, upcoming entrepreneurs will not, or rather at least try to avoid those mistakes. So any such mistakes if you could point out that we can.
Yeah, the very early mistake was we were dragged into the entrepreneurship without having without having a personal trait for that. But there is a learning also. You cannot. We always say that entrepreneurship is something which should be in the blood of people. Then only you can succeed. That is generally that's true. But you can make entrepreneurs also. You can create you can inculcate that thing because there are a lot of things which you can train and bring into the people's mind. You can equip people into entrepreneurship mindset. Certain things will be there, then lack factor will be there, but it is possible, and we are an example of that. We didn't have any that kind of. So the mistakes which in the early stage we made was, but I don't think that mistake will be there for the new entrepreneurial community because students always come. Most of the students are coming with a lot of ideas now. Whether it could be scalable or it could be commercializable or something, that will be a different story. But they will have some idea. I don't think there is no idea shortage or something. So having an idea, proper idea with a long-term, a real look at how this will be taken into the industry, how this can be scaled, all those things. That is the first thing we should have. And for us, there was no idea. So after setting up the company, we were looking for what to do. So in that way. That was one thing, and the other problem was we no one in my classmates who were part of this venture had a financial backing. So I think I got 20,000 rupees from my father as a part of the first investment in this company. Almost similar to so total 1 lakh capital and 2 computers from the hostel was our total capacity that time. So having enough fund is one requirement for a company to get into any even to set up their basic, because they will not have any revenue, especially when they look at a product. Revenue or sales will start after getting the product, get into an idea and got into a reality, so that will take time. So what we did was, since we didn't have such a plan, we started doing all the projects coming in our way. We didn't look at whether this will add value to our company in a long term. But in the short term, it added value because we were able to pay our monthly expenses. So we, even for the campus also, we did a lot of projects. We did an automation for that the admin department for tabulation of mark lists and all. Then we did some projects for some other projects. Then we did some school automation project. A school, especially government and aided schools, which is not a profit organization. That was the first mistake we did. We were trying to cater to a non-profit organization to get money, and we didn't think about how we can grow in that industry. But now school is an industry for private schools. A lot of software solutions are there, but that commercial model is entirely different. They are charging the parents because parents are looking for the students. How to, all the parents are in the competitive mode, so whatever they pay to that, which will improve the students' quality, their rewards quality, they will pay. So that way, now a lot of software companies are flourishing in education industry. That's a different story, but that time it was, for our product was to government and aided schools. But as I said, for a short-term revenue, it was required. So what happened is that we started getting revenue, and we also started paying our monthly expenses. But we didn't create any value or an IP or a product which can bring us long-term value in a financial way. So we should have the student should have an idea with a proper plan, proper roadmap idea, how this can be grown, how this can be scaled, how this can be commercialized, what will be the revenue models. All these things are not big things. These are big, can be prepared, can be not, a lot of industry experience, a lot of people are having that experience now. So people, a lot of mentoring support is now available. I am telling in the current context, a lot of even government is promoting startups in a large way, different Kerala Startup Mission or in any way, even TBI. So a lot of advisory and a lot of templates, a lot of people to help them to structure their presentations is available now. So with that, they can go to get a startup funding or something, because that's very important. They should not be struggling with the funding in the initial stage. And if they have structured their ideas and their plan, their product commercialization plans properly, people are looking for investment. A lot of people with money are looking for good ideas to invest. So they should not start with zero money. That's what I'm saying. I mean, zero money means they can start. They can first they focus on the idea, prepare it, present it somewhere, and get the funding, and then they look at the next level, and that way they should. So our mistake was we spent around 3 to 4 years without that kind of focus. Yeah.
Is there any particular scope for startups, particularly in that community growth rather than digital venture? If yes, what are the necessary steps to take?
Can you repeat the question? The community growth?
I mean, startups particularly in that community growth, so rather than individual and financial or other steps, so that we can develop as a community. For example, introducing a structure to bus transportation, public bus transportation, etc. So we have to create an system for that, like an application or web application for that, etc. So it's a community oriented project. So is there any scope for such products?
I think there is scope, because along with you empower the community or strengthen that the way a certain community or certain systems operates. Of course, you will have to scale. You will have to provide a lot of solutions to cater to that community development. So there is no problem of whether there is scope. If you ask, there is scope. So are you asking about that commercial side of that?
No, what are the necessary steps to take so that the project may not die quickly, so that we can ensure it's sustainable?
To ensure sustainability, when you look at a community part, you have to first think about the overall ecosystem players, how the ecosystem support you will get, including there could be government or semi-government, or lot of factors come into that. So how you will be able to give them a vision of all this, the proposal which you are making to the community development. This has to be properly studied, and if you have a proper plan, I think this partnership will come in place, and you will be enabling them to either technology or something, right? So I don't think there is a struggle in that, and you can do that. I think there are examples. One example, if I say a community which is contributing, is there is, it's about, I don't remember their website exactly. It's a community that helping the students. It's not that transportation kind of thing. If you have some idea, helping the students to fill their idea and transforming them into preparing them for that funding and preparing their pitch back using the idea and the data which you feed, help them to. It's an online SaaS platform. So they are actually building real entrepreneurs. They are helping the entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, to get into a real entrepreneurs style and get their funding. So actually they are enabling the whole community. It's a SaaS platform. So when you feed your idea, I'll try to get that website and share to Riddhi. If you have your ideas properly shared to them, and that SaaS platform will work on that, and you will get a very proper. There will be small subscription or something, but you will get level 1, level 2, level 3, how you should prepare your decks, how you should prepare in your pitch, and then. So I see that's a community development entrepreneurship. So it was actually started by such a student community who are actually trying to pitch in front of multiple people, and they got failed due to several reasons. So that failures they made into a system and platform, and that's been helping a lot of entrepreneurs to flourish. Hope that helps you.
So first of all, thank you for. So can I sit in?
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm really happy that you are with us. So my questions were regarding as you said, Nucor is doing very good with whatever the task can work. So as you are a company, you are experienced. So what do you think? So when should a company go public? Like when they should share, when they should produce their shares? They go public limited, private limited, and they get funding like that. And so every company works on a model. Like you also will be facing multiple challenges in your own society. Like in your own competition, you will be having multiple tycoons facing competing leader. So in order for a competition, because if you have to be odd one out, what is the one thing, sir, that you think that could make a specific niche or specific topic different from others? And second thing is should a company once makes global, should it focus on the quality of the product or should it focus on numerical thing? What I mean is they should focus on being a unicorn, or they should be focusing on customer oriented and they should be providing the services.
It's a broad question. Try to put my perspective into that. Going for IPO and all, it's all depends on because now everyone is trying to be unicorns and are getting IPOs. So for that, there's a lot of negative side also. Somebody tried to get into IPO, making false, playing around the numbers, and it's all. First of all, to go into IPO means we are selling our shares to the public. So the public should be able to actually really look at the company, different parameters usually people look at when you buy some shares. So we should be able to make our own contribution. They should be able to clearly judge whether it's when I say if it's a B2C company, it's catering to B2C or consumer segment or something which people can really evaluate that company and in different perspective. How do they price? How do they actually react to the industry changes? What the leadership all those things. When it comes to B.
Yeah. Basically, an alumnus of this institute for my Mentee has a PhD in management side, in architecture. So, I would like to share a little bit of experience of my past 20 years dealing with student entrepreneurs, otherwise, from the people from outside, and maintaining this incubation center in NIT. Of course, that is exactly why we had Samay in the morning session, telling you about his experiences as a student entrepreneur and later on in the industry, dealing with the clients as well. There are some good questions also for which I think I will add to what Samay said for answers, and would definitely like to have more questions from you because ultimately there should be some takeaways at the end of the day for you to go back to your institute and deal with your students. So this session is basically about promoting the innovation among the students. Frankly, it's a very hard business because the very basic character of an innovator is basically like he is obsessed with this product idea and especially the students connecting them or giving them sufficient input is really hard because you cannot do as single-handedly. You might require a lot of help or networks from outside, and that is why people like us are here. Okay? Not only like us, there are many other agencies around you to help you out to innovate or rather to promote innovation among the students. Nowadays, a lot of emphasis is given because most of you might be having adult engineering lab in your schools or institutes or even some of the colleges might be having fab labs. Why are all these things? Government is giving you money, giving the schools or the institutions money for setting up the labs. That's basically because of the stress for incubation and innovation and startup development. That is the need of the hour. So, why is it so? It's the 75th year of independence, and we are even now depending on many other countries for our technology product developments. Getting technology from outside costs us a lot, and which is not normally, probably in some cases at least, not very much relevant, or rather practicality in the Indian situations could be something different. So, obviously, to replace all these things and solve out all these issues, this indigenous technology development is the best thing, and even technology penetration into the normal human level is what is required to make us a developed country. So that's a broad vision, and under which we are actually government is spearheading this technology innovation promotion through its various schemes. Earlier, we were actually, IITs, the NITs and all, where because we started this entrepreneurship promotion way back in 1988. So many years back, right? 1980, probably. We were all just maybe 10 years or something like that, or some of you may not have been born. So, I joined here in 2001. And from then onwards we have this entrepreneurship promotion, and even before that onwards we have this entrepreneurship promotion. But the color and the color, or rather the method of working of this entrepreneurship promotion has grown, or rather changed a lot over this past 2.5 decades. Okay, earlier, maybe in our early years or our school days, when we say that I want to start a business after my studies, how many of our parents would have been? I'm just asking this group, or rather the teachers group here. Okay, not the students group. Okay, most of our parents would not have. In fact, that is a little bit more for what Suhail told. They had actually 6 people in their team when they started the company, 6 classmates in fact. But 3 of them had to drop out because of the pressure from the society, or rather from the parents in society, that they had to go for a job. I'm sure they should be reminded in their team now that they did not stay back with home, which of course you can see evidently from what the figure that Suhail told about their revenue. And I would say it was almost 100 crores, valuation was almost 100 crores when the Amadeus came back around 8 years back. Now you can assume how much the valuation is. The valuation of a company means the asset, the net worth of the company. Okay? How much is worth, because that is calculated based on many factors: the product, the credibility, the good name of the company, goodwill of the company, and the revenue over years. Okay? It is actually an indication of how much the company can grow in future. Okay? So that much of valuation, around 100 crores valuation almost 8 years back itself. Okay? So that the kind of scale. So you can see how much regret the people who left the Lupo team would having now. Okay? So that is basically because now if all of you are here for this kind of a session, it clearly shows how the culture has changed for the startup creation, for the entrepreneurship. Now if our kids say that I want to start a startup or I want to start a business, none of us will actually stop. We are so proud about our gen robotics. We are so proud about people like Sohail who have gone and who have done something. And we have so many people coming to us. But there are a lot of things to think of concern, or things to be studied or told them that of course it's a cultural change, but you cannot take it just for the sake of taking it. Okay? That is, it's probably for some of the people it looks to be a fancy idea of starting our own business, and for some of them at least it should be an escapism from the studies also. Okay? I don't want much, basically I will definitely agree go for doing some business or some startup. It cannot be that. Okay? So there are a lot of things that we need when we are guiding our students to become entrepreneurs or become startups. We have to at least give them certain points that you cannot do, or rather you need to have some kind of qualities. Okay. We'll just see some of those things now. That's basically what are things that innovators might need to have, or maybe this will extend a little bit more to when they become an entrepreneur, right? An innovation into a business and into a company. Okay. Now we need kind of a tenacious mind. They have to really work for and kind of empathetic, which is actually I'll tell you how the thing starts actually. Basically, when of course from what Sunil was telling, we can see that when anybody starts a business, it is from a problem that is existing outside. Right? Because when you start solving a problem, then only the customer will pay. Because the customer has to get a value for what you are doing for them. Right? Like if they started with a school administration platform, because the school because the schools should feel that there is a requirement for an administration platform. Right? If they need to have a travel, they are making it for a travel agency. Like I'll just tell you an example. One of our incubating company is making an enclosure for treating a burn patients. This all are Malayalis, I suppose, right? So burn, when you have burn, the major issue for the burn patients is the infection possibility. Okay? In the medical college, you can go and see, because most of them are treated in the open places, or even with bed or without bed. Okay? So there are, mostly the brain patients comes out of accident, and a very good percentage of the people will have to go to the normal hospitals, not the high-end hospitals, where the infection possibility is much larger scale. Okay? So what happens is, so to make them, safe from infection, actually they can be treated in an enclosure, a sterile enclosure, right? So what the good thing over there is, the doctor, even the doctor and sister, whatever services to be given to them, could be done with the sterile environment and not much of interaction with the outside people. That will actually improve the chances of survival for the burn patients, right? So that is a requirement. Even though the patients may not actually realize that, or even the society may not realize that is the actual thing. At least the hospital side, it is, they will definitely know that this is a requirement. Okay? So identifying, this is just a problem identification, I said. Of course, there are some problems which are actually pushed into the market and some requirement coming out of the market also. Even if we look at our daily life itself, we will have so many requirements. Now, simple factor, if we go and work in the kitchen, or at least for the ladies, of course, for the gents also, we will have so many requirements in the kitchen, right? If this was like this, if somebody was, and some equipment was there to do some small work, it would have saved a lot of time. So that is how a lot of equipment came, actually, right? So all these small things, some requirements, identified as well as unidentified requirements could be there. So as an innovator or as a budding entrepreneur or budding innovator, the identification of the correct problem, correct requirement is the first step. So that's the first step you have to check with your students. Is it a real? But again, after identifying the problem, the person, the innovator has to be empathetic. It means he has to think from the user's perspective. Okay. When something is given to me, of course, some problem is offered, some solution is offered to me, I should have the capacity to afford it, right? Which the cost of the solution, how well it is solving the problem, all these things are to be taken care of. So it is like, when solution, definitely yes, the solution is there, but the issue is the solution has to be from the user perspective. And how this problem is solved, how it is giving value to the customer. When the value is more than the price, definitely it will be accepted. So mostly what we say to the innovators is, tell me what is the problem. Okay? When there is a clearly identified problem, that is the first step. And now we have to see how that solution is solving the problem. That is the next step. Okay, so we call it a use case. Okay, that is how that solution is solving the problem. This is called a use case, right? There could be the same innovative idea solving multiple problems. Okay, so how is all these multiple problems are solved? It's an idea. Okay? So being independent, then curious to see the issues outside and curious on how this is getting developed and all. And again, risk taking. Being an entrepreneur itself is a risk. Okay? Because those people who came along with Suhail or who started along with Suhail risked their job and a safe and settled life. They had a lot of difficulty during the, from they started in 2003, from 2003 to around 2010, they had a lot of difficulty. In fact, they were actually running to, make their end-to-end survival. So those kind of issues are there. So it was really a risk taken. Else, being a person from NIT, they could have easily got a job at that time. Even though those Y2K problem issues and all were there, they could have easily got a job somewhere. But staying back, even now, for a person like we were discussing in the morning, IIT Bombay, almost 70% of the people are going for some startup, a student. Of course, being in the top IIT, they can easily get a job. And interestingly, the statistics shows that more than 50% of the startups fail. But failure definitely is a lesson for their next startup. Okay? But that is why we always celebrate successes, but we need to celebrate failures also. We need to learn from those failures. So for almost all the innovators or entrepreneurs, they will definitely have some small occurrences of failure in their life. But they need to learn from that and go forward. So there is definitely a risk taking there. Okay? But it is not like gambling. Okay? It has to be calculated risk. You should always have a plan B, you should always have probably a plan B, C, but still, we call it risk mitigation strategies. Risk, if it is a non-risk, you can always look for some problems or some ways to solve it. Right? So definitely it's a risk taking and we have to be flexible. Right? So we always have different people who cannot, because when somebody wants to be successful, we have to remold ourselves according to the situation. If you are rigid, if you feel that, okay, no, I don't want to go there, it actually happens. Like even for us, a student when they comes to us for an appointment or something, we may be busy, we may be having other commitments. But when we ask them to come next time or for so many discussions or sometimes what happens is one student comes to us, we ask them so many questions, some questions they will not be having the answers related to their product, their customer and all those things, but they may not have the answers to those questions, so we will ask them to go and find out the answers and then come back. So at least around 10 times this exercise will happen. So if it is actually an exercise to see if that person is really persistent or not. That's another. Like, if it is real innovative, if you really want to go for a startup, they will definitely come back even after the time. Okay. So we have those kind of situations. Like, we had a student who came to us in the second year. So until fourth year, he was for all 2 years. He was actually, he'll ask for our appointment at least once in a week, come to us, discuss, and then again go come to us, then again discuss. So it happened almost for 2 years, and finally we gave him around 10 lakhs as plan for his product development. So it's like, we also need to have, we in the sense we are representing a system, a government system for promoting innovation. Okay? So this actually represents the whole system. This is what happens, this is what actually we expect from the entrepreneurs. We expect from the innovators. So all these chances, like, when we ask more and more questions, it is actually for them to understand their own innovation in a deeper way. So understand your innovation where you have to ask questions to yourself and get maximum exposure to the prospective customers, to the target market you are targeting, okay, to the people you are targeting to sell your product or service. Okay? So then only you will be able to understand more about the possibilities of success as well as failure. There are many people who corrected their business plans according to, as and when they go back to their society or to the market and come back and correct. Okay? So it's all like, can your students be, what can you be? Okay? So it all depends on, we probably have to understand, maybe many of us will not be having the technical background to understand what other person says. That's fine. So my first sentence to anybody who's coming to, I do not know anything technical. So you explain to me how it is going to work and the necessary technical things also. And also the thing is what is your unique selling proposition? You have to say it in 1 or 2 sentences. Why your product or why your service need to be adopted by the customers, prospective customers, keeping apart what they are using now or what they have now. So these are some of the things which they have to explain to us. They have to clearly explain what is the technology, how it is superior to what is existing now. Because either it is not, we call it some radical innovations and incremental innovations. Okay? When you consider our mobile phones, what it was around 15 years ago and what it is now, it is a kind of incremental innovation. When it was introduced, it was a radical innovation. That is something which is suddenly coming to your life and changing the whole life. Okay, or this kind of dismantling the existing one and putting up a new thing. It's called the radical innovations. But afterwards, there is a lot of scope for the incremental innovations. So unless it is a radical innovation, everything has a technology existing there. Everything has a thing what is existing there, and it is actually a betterment of what is existing. So we need to explain what is the value. Is that value actually worth the money that customers are paying? So we need to understand the solution, the technology. Fine, if you do not know, we have to ask them to explain it, or rather we might have to refer and see what it is. Then the next major thing is linking them with other sources. If I do not know the technology, or if I do not have the facility to support them, we have to link with them with somebody who has it. It could be the technology, it could be another major thing is the mentoring. Okay? Mentoring means supporting them, supporting the innovators, supporting the entrepreneurs for making the proper shape of their idea and the business plan, the strategy, their goal, their objective. Okay? First, mostly, especially at the school level, the problem is they will not have a clear idea of how to validate their business or how to go forward or how to make it into a proper business model. Doesn't matter. If being teachers, you may not be experts in making the business models already. Doesn't matter. Okay? Because you can connect them to all of you are here are part of the Distribution Innovation Council, you're supposed to have some people from the industry, external members in the Institute Innovation Council. While selecting them, be cautious that they can actually bring harm to your students, to your innovative students. Okay? So that somebody who has done the business, somebody who know how to handle the ideas, and somebody who has a good knowledge about running the business is required as an external member in the company. So that when something comes to you, of course, your definite, basic level from these kind of trainings, whatever you acquire, definitely you can check with them, check with the students. But beyond that, it is always better to depend on those members. So you can definitely have, some 3 or 4 members are compulsory, but beyond that also you can definitely have a good mentor. We do have maybe around 50 or even more mentors we have a close connection with. Then we do have associated with the Category Management Association, and there are so many industry associations that we have. So it is always when innovation promotion or startup promotion is our agenda, we first need to have a good network of mentors. So connecting them to the next person, then let them mentor. So what both sides, actually technical as well as management or business. So when we select one innovator, what we normally first do is connect them with a technical person in the institute, mostly a finance. So what happens is the technical issues are solved here, and when it comes to the business side, they can go to outside and they can go outside to the respective mentor from the business field and then collaborate. Because when we are concentrating on the technical product development, the first thing is to make a prototype or rather make a minimum viable product. Okay, so the basic technical viability has to be tested first. Whether it is actually going to work is to be tested first. When I told about this enclosure for the bird nations, it has to have a lot of things because there are so many vital parameters collection has to be attached to it. Okay, then you need to have the other parameters like moisture collection and all those kind of things has to be tested. So all those has to be technically proven that this is workable. Okay, then only how whether you can really go for it as a product into the market has to be decided. Then the costing, price, what price is to be done, what target market is to be aimed at, and all those things probably a person from a business background can take. So basically connecting them to this is what I'm telling right now is up to making a business model for the innovative idea. But beyond that, definitely funding has to be there. Actually, in these days, actually there is absolutely no dearth of funding. Okay, we have a lot of investors, we have a lot of government schemes and everything for funding. We ourselves, the incubation centers like this, are running a lot of funding schemes. In fact, I told you just earlier that we gave 10 lakhs to that to this student of ours. So like that, we have a lot as grant means you don't have to pay it back. So you can use it for your product development and company information. And then again there are loans also, which when you're quite sure about your business, when you put the grant and made a prototype and made a minimum viable product and all, now you have to properly register your company and maybe your scale it up. The company has to be made bigger. So then you require more money. So you can probably go for the grant. Loan. Okay, where by then right now you'll start getting some revenue. Okay, from the market or from whatever, from selling the product or from selling the services. Okay, so what happens is then you have the capability of starting, or rather you foresee the capability of repaying back to the development things. Okay, so there are actually a lot of loan schemes also starting from the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, which is run by incubation centers. There are actually a lot of loan schemes also, which even a good innovator can get up to 50 loans, which is fairly good enough for start company running, right? So this is again, there are a lot of schemes like the interest is very less and there is absolutely no need for collateral security. So there are a lot of schemes which is run by the state government and central government for supporting these innovation centers through mainly the incubation centers and even otherwise also. Okay, so they actually I'll just tell you about some more things which is run by state governments. We have a scheme called Young Innovators Program, YIP. At least some of you might be participating in that. In fact, starting from the school kids, we have a lot of actually NIT, we have an agreement with the Kerala government, which for promoting and mentoring the innovators selected in the Young Innovators program. Actually, starting from 8th standard students, we get 4 mentoring. Now we have 4 teams. What is the mentoring is being given right now by me and some party teams. Actually, we have a school from Calicut. Some school is from Calicut. Actually, it's very interesting. They are making a platform for the adolescent kids. How to motivate, how to form a similar interest groups and having the creative ideas sharing and all those kind of things. Revenue mostly for next level you can go for the subscription model, but mostly from advertisements and things like that. Okay, so it's like I'm not very sure. I'm not telling that it will go and work 100%, but you should understand the thinking, how or rather the hard work being put in by these students at that level. They're just from 8th standard and 9th standard students. They learn coding on their own. They do it on their own. Of course, with some support from the parents and teachers, they have a good mentor in their school as a teacher. So, from Marcus International School. So they have a lot of. This is just an example. And we got another student team from mine last time from Nairobi. They were actually designing some vessel, some pot, okay, with a different shape so that maximum heat could be absorbed by the thing inside and the efficiency of the stove would be increased. So there are a lot of these. I'm just talking about the schools and scholarship. We have a lot. So it is all like how they see this adolescent platform actually came from their own thought when they sat back at home in during COVID times. They were like, okay, WhatsApp, Facebook and all have so many security issues and being parents like us may not like our kids to play with those things. Okay, so a little bit controlled, monitored kind of activities, but at the same time they can, of course, every content is screened. Okay, so it's like they are this is just like an example of how the students can think. These kind of ideas could come from your students also. So this is how so the initial level, how it has to be made and all can be discussed at the school level itself with the sufficient resources that you're having, but later to the next level, these kind of competitions, this YIP, Young Innovators program is a competition where almost 100 times or 1 lakh people registered this time. Okay, 1 lakh student innovators registered exclusively for the students. So what happens there is actually once they register and come up to a district level selection, what happens is they are actually given some mentoring through institutions like us. We mentor them to create or rather we have in our team a software expert also. So we will look after the software part and I look after the business model part. Okay, so this actually gives a lot of inputs to the students. So we give them tasks every time when we meet, and then by the next meeting they come up with the task done. So this is the mentoring that is normally given. This is 1 year mentoring. So they are expected to come out with a product by the end of 1 year, and they again have a presentation. And if they come through the presentation, they will be given funding, small funding, maybe 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs funding, and they will be given chance to make the product. Okay. Then after that, of course, with the Kerala Start Mission and all, we have a lot of other funding schemes where you can actually funding enough for starting a company. Now the call for Idea Fest is open for Kerala Start Mission. Initial prototype development of funding is 3 lakhs. Another 7 lakhs for the next level, that is startup formation level, for the product development stage from once you come up with a good prototype using this 3 lakhs. And then again another scale-up grant for another 10 lakhs, which is altogether around 20 lakhs funding if a student or if an innovator is really working at getting it done. Some basic level funding can be available. And what we run is another scheme called tryouts, which is purely for prototyping, up to 10 lakhs grant for prototyping. And there are a lot of, there is a lot of screening and the selection process that we are conducting, and this is given to these governments, and in 1 year we have to complete the product development, and then afterwards even including up to the patent level. Now from school or college, definitely
institutions. I think you all understood what is the agenda of IASC, who are all the mediators. I think that is clear, right? Do you have any doubts regarding that? If you have any doubt, please ask me at the point of time before starting the lecture. Shall I proceed further? So this is a knowledge sharing to start, and already our representative told self-sustaining innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem in higher education institutions. Just for understanding purpose, I am just telling about Mentee Calicut. It is not required actually introduction. So Mentee Calicut established in the name Regional Engineering College at the year 1961. 1961, renamed as Mentee Calicut in the year 2002. It was declared by Honorable President of India as National Institute of Importance in the year 2006 as per the Parliament Act. So currently Mentee offers 10 BTech, 30 MTech programs from 12 departments and 11 multidisciplinary sectors. Have you visited Mentee Calicut previously? Some of you? First time, how many of you are coming to Mentee Calicut? Very happy. So all the you all are from this own region. You are first time coming to Mentee Calicut. Most welcome, and don't stop this visit. Always most welcome. Okay? Maybe here, yeah, that's what last time we celebrated Science Day in a nearby LP school, and we invited a local Panchayat president. അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞെന്തെന്നറിയാമോ? ഞങ്ങൾ വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നത് NIT എന്ന വലിയ സംഭവമാണ്, അതിന്റെ മതിലിലേക്ക് അപ്പുറത്തൊന്നും പോകാനേ പാടില്ല, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്ഥലമാണെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോഴാണ് ഈ ടെക്നോളജിയുടെ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായത്. ഇനി സ്ഥിരം അങ്ങോട്ട് വരാമെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇവിടെ ഉള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്ക് തന്നെ മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല NIT എന്തോ ഒരു വലിയ സംഭവമാണ്, ഇവിടെ എന്ത് മിനിസ്റ്റർക്ക് വരുന്നു, അവര് വരുന്നു, ഇവിടെ വരുന്നു, വലിയ വലിയ ടെക്നോളജി ഒക്കെ സംഭവിക്കുന്നു എന്നായിരുന്നു അവരുടെ ഒരു തെറ്റിദ്ധാരണ. We are down here. Okay, we are here to grow along with the society. അപ്പോൾ always most welcome. It could be to betterment of your school അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ പേഴ്സണൽ. ഇപ്പം ചിലർക്ക് PhD എടുക്കുന്നത് താല്പര്യമായിരിക്കും. സാർ ഞാൻ MPhil കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കുറേ നാളായി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ MTech കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കുറേ നാളായി, PhD എടുക്കണം. What else you want? ഇപ്പം ചിലരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ എനിക്ക് ഒരു കമ്പനി തുടങ്ങണമെന്ന് താല്പര്യം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. We provide all the ways. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? Particularly we don't have any reason. Let us use IASC as a bonding mechanism. അത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഓഫീസ് ബേറേഴ്സ് ടീം. ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൽ സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഉണ്ടാക്കേണ്ടത്. ഫാക്കൽറ്റി റെപ്രസെന്റേറ്റീവ് എന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ പറയും. അപ്പോൾ സ്കൂളിൽ യു ക്യാൻ ഹാവ് യുവർ ഓൺ ടീം. ടീം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആദ്യം വരുന്നത് പ്രസിഡന്റ് ആണ്. ബൈ ഡിഫോൾട്ട് ദി ചെയർമാൻ വിൽ ബി ദി ഡയറക്ടർ. ഇവിടെ ഡയറക്ടർ ആണ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ കോളേജിൽ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ ആദ്യം പോയിട്ട് ഫിൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത് പ്രിൻസിപ്പലിന്റെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് ആയിരിക്കും. പ്രിൻസിപ്പലിന്റെ ഇമെയിലായിരിക്കും എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും വരുന്നത്. Then apart from that, president role is main. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, you all know that IASC fourth IASC is over. IASC 4.0 is currently going on. It is going to over by this 31st. ഒന്നാം തീയതി തൊട്ട് IASC 5.0ലേക്ക് പോകാൻ പോവാണ്. അപ്പോൾ യൂഷ്വലി 1 ഇയർ എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത് IASC 1st സെപ്റ്റംബർ ടു ഇപ്പോൾ നടക്കുന്ന മാസം ഏതായിരുന്നു? ഒക്ടോബർ അല്ലേ? ഓഗസ്റ്റ് 31st. ഓഗസ്റ്റ് 31st വരെ ആയിരിക്കും ഈ ഒരു വർഷം എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്. സോ 22 to 23. സോ ഈ ഒരു വർഷത്തിൽ we have 4 quarter at the rate of 3 months. അപ്പോൾ സെപ്റ്റംബർ, ഒക്ടോബർ, നവംബർ, this is called 1 quarter. So like that we have 4 quarters. ഇപ്പോൾ താങ്കൾ ഇവിടെ കാണുന്ന ഈ സ്റ്റാർ റേറ്റിംഗിലെ രണ്ട് സെമസ്റ്റർ, 1 semester is called 2 quarter. അപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത 2 quarter വെച്ചിട്ടായിരിക്കും സ്റ്റാർ റേറ്റിംഗ് തരുന്നത്. So this star rating usually given based on the programs what we conduct. I will explain what are the programs we are conducting. ഇനി വരാൻ പോകുന്ന കാലഘട്ടങ്ങളിൽ star rating is going to play a major role for accreditation, funding, maybe affiliation, etc. etc. ഇപ്പോൾ സ്കൂളിലും ഈ സംഭവം വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷനിൽ പർട്ടിക്കുലർലി ഒരു ND അക്രഡിറ്റേഷനോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ NAC അക്രഡിറ്റേഷനോ നമ്മൾ ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ പർട്ടിക്കുലർലി ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കൗൺസിൽ, ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കൗൺസിൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു കോലം തന്നെ ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ അക്രഡിറ്റേഷൻ ബോർഡ് തുടങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്നു. സോ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കൗൺസിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും എല്ലാ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളിലും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം എന്നാണ് മിനിസ്ട്രിയുടെ അജണ്ട. വിത്ത് ദാറ്റ് അജണ്ട ഓൺലി ദേ ആർ പ്രൊമോട്ടിംഗ് ദിസ് IIC ത്രൂ ഔട്ട് ദ കൺട്രി. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു മോർ ദാൻ 15,000 ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കൗൺസിൽസ് already started throughout the country. ഇവിടെ തന്നെ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു we have many nearby institutions. Already we told we are the mentor Mentee for innovation, sorry, Vedavyasa Engineering College. Now the KMCT people are here. പതിയെ ഗ്രാസ് റൂട്ട് ലെവലിലേക്ക് സ്കൂളിലടക്കം പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സോ വിത്തിൻ 2025 ഐ ഹോപ്പ് ദിസ് നാഷണൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ പോളിസി ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഈ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കൗൺസിൽ എല്ലാ സ്ഥാപനത്തിലും തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം എന്നാണ് ഈ മിനിസ്ട്രിയുടെ ഒരു അജണ്ട. അപ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ ഒരു അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് ആണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളിവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. So this office bearers in the position, usually this president, not only president, whoever is coming towards this IIC are called as innovation ambassadors. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ അംബാസിഡേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പല ട്രെയിനിങ് ലെവലുണ്ട്. ഫണ്ടമെന്റൽ, അഡ്വാൻസ്ഡ്, സൂപ്പർ സ്പെഷ്യൽ, അങ്ങനത്തെ നാല് നിലയിലാണ് ട്രെയിനിങ് തരുന്നത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ട്രെയിനിങ് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും എല്ലാവരും ജോയിൻ ചെയ്ത ഉടനെ എടുത്തിരിക്കണം. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ലൈക്ക് എൻ ഓൺലൈൻ കോഴ്സ്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ IIC വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ പോയിട്ട് പ്രിലിമിനറി ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് എല്ലാം കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം ആദ്യം നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു 10 മിനിമം അല്ല മാക്സിമം 10 ഇന്നോവേഷൻ അംബാസിഡേഴ്സ് സെലക്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും. ഈ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ അംബാസിഡർ എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത് ഈ പ്രസിഡന്റ് അടക്കമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ തെരഞ്ഞെടുത്തതിന് ശേഷം വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ there is a column to nominate innovation ambassadors for training. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ പോയിട്ട് ഈ 10 പേരുടെ പേര് കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ
Sir, is it from student side or faculty side? 10 ambassadors.
10 ambassadors from students, sorry, faculty side. Faculty side. Are you all comfortable to communicate in Malayalam itself? Should I communicate in English? Anything okay, right? So when you go to this in the IIC cell, അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ പോയി ഇന്നോവേഷൻ അംബാസിഡറുടെ പേര് കൊടുത്തതിന് ശേഷം നമ്മൾ ഏത് മെയിൽ ID ആണ് പ്രിസ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആ മെയിൽ ID യൂസർ നെയിമും പാസ്വേഡും തരും. ആ യൂസർ നെയിം പാസ്വേഡ് വന്ന് കയറിയിട്ട് we will have trainings. There are 15 online videos I will go to, like it is connected to YouTube only. The moment when you click, it will go to YouTube only. Closely 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes the training session will be there. Over video ഒരു agenda focus ചെയ്തിട്ടായിരിക്കും. For example, one video on national education policy, then startup grants, അങ്ങനെ പലതര വീഡിയോ it is there. 15 videos ആണ്. The experts are really genius. They ആ രീതിയിലായിരിക്കും അവർ എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്ന സ്പീക്കേഴ്സ്. The lectures are very useful. But problem, some videos are tough to understand. If you ask me to listen a video related to electrical, everything I can understand. പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു കോഗ്നിറ്റീവ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും. എനിക്ക് പോലും മനസ്സിലായിട്ടില്ല ഇത് എന്ത് കോഗ്നിറ്റീവ്. ഞാനൊക്കെ സ്കൂളിൽ പഠിച്ചപ്പോൾ വാക്ക് പഠിച്ചതാണ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഈ കോഗ്നിസ് ആണെന്ന് കമ്പനിന്റെ എനിക്കറിയാം. അതല്ലാത്ത ഈ വാക്ക് തമ്മിലും ഈ സിസ്റ്റം തമ്മിലും ഒരു ബന്ധം എനിക്കൊന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ അത് കണ്ടപ്പോൾ എനിക്കൊന്നും മനസ്സിലായിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ കട്ടി വാക്കുകൾ, മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട വളരെ കട്ടി വാക്കുകൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു പലരും. ഞാൻ കുറെ അക്രമങ്ങളൊക്കെ എഴുതി വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. സേ വാട്ട് ഐ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് അൾട്ടിമേറ്റ്ലി, as a people who is dealing with technology and involving in the society, especially for teachers, we have a direct connection with the society. ഈ സൊസൈറ്റി ഡെവലപ്മെന്റിലേക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഒരു കോൺട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതലായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ we have to promote entrepreneurship, research in the early stage of life. ഇപ്പോൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം നമുക്കുണ്ട്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഒരു പ്രഷർ കണ്ടെത്താൻ ഒരു ഡിവൈസ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യണം എന്ന് ഒരു സ്കൂൾ കുട്ടിയോട് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവന്റെ ആഗ്രഹം എന്തായിരിക്കും? നമ്മൾ വിളിക്കുന്നു, ഇതാണ് പ്രോബ്ലം, ഒരു പ്രഷർ മോണിറ്റർ ചെയ്യാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു സാധനം ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യും എന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം കുട്ടികൾ കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവർ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു തട്ടിക്കൂട്ടി എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉടനെ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങും. അതുപോലെ ഒരു 30 വർഷത്തോളം പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്ത ഒരു ഡോക്ടറോട് ഈ പ്രശ്നം പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആരായിരിക്കും വേഗം ടെക്നോളജിയിലേക്ക് ചാടുന്നത്? ഡോക്ടറാണോ അല്ല സ്കൂൾ പയ്യനാണോ? തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും സ്കൂൾ പഠിക്കുന്ന പയ്യനായിരിക്കും. അങ്ങനെ പല നോവൽറ്റീസും ഈ സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ നടന്നിരിക്കുന്നു. I remember there is a student who studied in 6th standard or 7th standard whose grandfather passed away when he was in 7th standard. കുറേ നാൾ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് അവൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത് that grandfather died due to silent heart attack. അപ്പോൾ സൈലന്റ് ഹാർട്ട് അറ്റാക്ക് വളരെ അപൂർവ രോഗമാണ്. അത് ഡയഗ്നോസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അഥവാ ചെയ്താലും കുറേ 4 ലക്ഷം രൂപ വരെയുള്ള കാസ്റ്റ്ലി എക്യുപ്മെന്റ്സ് നമുക്ക് വേണം. പേഷ്യന്റ് ഫുൾ ടൈം ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലായിരിക്കണം. എന്നാലും അതിന്റെ സർവൈവൽ റേറ്റ് 4% ഉള്ളൂ. There is no symptoms for silent heart attack. നോർമൽ ഹാർട്ട് അറ്റാക്കിന് ഇവിടെ വേദന വരും, അവിടെയൊക്കെ പറയും. പക്ഷേ സൈലന്റ് ഹാർട്ട് അറ്റാക്കിൽ there is no symptom. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പയ്യൻ മനസ്സിൽ കിടന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണോ ഈ മുത്തച്ഛൻ മരിച്ചതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് പലവട്ടം ആലോചിച്ച് അവന് വിഷമമാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഇവൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത് പൊതുവെ രോഗം വരും, കുറെ നാൾ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടേ മരിക്കുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ ഇന്നലെ നമ്മളോട് കളിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന മുത്തച്ഛൻ എങ്ങനെയാ മരിച്ചതെന്ന് അവന്റെ മനസ്സിൽ ഒരു അറ്റാച്ച്മെന്റും ഉണ്ട്, സ്നേഹത്തിന്റെ കൂടെ ഇതിലൂടെ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങി. ഇന്ന് യൂട്യൂബ് വലിയ ഒരു മീഡിയമായിട്ട് മാറിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇവൻ മാക്സിമം ടൈം യൂട്യൂബ് നോക്കി കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി ഡോക്ടറൊക്കെ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തു. എന്നിട്ട് 10ാം ക്ലാസ് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവൻ റിസ്റ്റ് വാച്ച് പോലത്തെ ഒരു സാധനം കണ്ടെത്തി. സോ ദാറ്റ് വിൽ ഡയഗ്നോസ്ഡ് സൈലന്റ് ഹാർട്ട് അറ്റാക്ക് 17 hours ബിഫോർ അറൈവൽ. അപ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ സർവൈവൽ റേറ്റ് 100% ആണ്. അത്രയും ചുരുങ്ങിയ ചെലവിൽ ഈ സ്കൂൾ പഠിച്ച പയ്യൻ ഈ ഒരു ഡിവൈസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയത് വലിയൊരു സംഭവമായിരുന്നു. അന്നത്തെ his name is called Akash. He was awarded by the President of India. You can search in Google, you will get more detail. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ ഒരു 30 വർഷം 40 വർഷം എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് പോലും കണ്ടെത്താൻ പറ്റാത്ത ഒരു സാധനം ഈ സ്കൂൾ പഠിച്ച പയ്യൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വാട്ട് ഈസ് മിസ്സിംഗ് ഇൻ 30 years old person? ക്യൂരിയാസിറ്റി. നമ്മൾ എത്ര പോലും പഠിച്ച് വരുന്നോ അത്രയും റൂൾസ് ആൻഡ് റെഗുലേഷൻ ആണ് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ വരുന്നത്. ആദ്യം ഒരു ഡിവൈസ് കണ്ടെത്തണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആദ്യം നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ തോന്നുന്നത് എന്തായിരിക്കും? എന്തൊക്കെ റൂൾസ് ഇതിലൊന്ന് തെറ്റിദ്ധരിക്കും, എന്തൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് നേരാക്കാൻ പറ്റും, ഫണ്ടിങ് ആര് തരും, ഇതാണോ അതാണോ, ഇന്നത്തെ മാറ്റി വയ്ക്കേണ്ടി പോകും, ഭാര്യ എന്ന് പറയും, ഭർത്താവ് എന്ന് പറയും, 52 പ്രശ്നം നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ വരും. ശരിയല്ലേ? അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ വയസ്സായി പോകുമ്പോൾ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം ഉണ്ടാവും, പക്ഷെ ഈ ക്യൂരിയാസിറ്റി നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എ റീസൺ വൈ മിനിസ്ട്രി ഓഫ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഈസ് asking us to teach this innovation in entrepreneurship and incubation in the early stage of life. അപ്പോൾ ചെറുപ്പത്തിൽ തന്നെ അവർക്ക് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ആന്റർപ്രണർഷിപ്പ്, ഈവൻ ഞാൻ അടക്കം വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നത് ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ മാസ്റ്റർ ഡിഗ്രി വേണം, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് PhD റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, അതിനൊക്കെ കുറെ യോഗ്യത ഉണ്ട് എന്നാലും ഞാനടക്കം വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പൊ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ പറയുന്നത് nothing, only if you have a vision and the curiosity, more than sufficient. Anybody can turn as an entrepreneurship or maybe an innovator or inventor. Say now I think you understood what is the purpose of this IAC, particularly school educational institutions, especially in the undergraduate study. We have to introduce this research component through the activities of IAC. IAC the activities like in other slide like this. First you should understand what is the agenda of this IAC. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും IAC എന്ന ഒരു സംഭവം എല്ലാ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളിലും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം. To promote the word innovation. Institutions Innovation Council. The objective is there in the name itself. Institutions Innovation Council. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രസിഡന്റ് കൺവീനർ, these two people are going to play a major role in complete IAC activity implementation aspect. എല്ലാ ക്വാർട്ടറിലും തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും മിനിമം 2 മീറ്റിംഗ് വിളിച്ചിരിക്കണം. വൺ ഈസ് ഡ്യൂറിംഗ് ദ ബിഗിനിങ്, വൺ ഈസ് അറ്റ് ദ എൻഡ്. അതിന്റെ വീഡിയോ അടക്കം എടുത്തിരിക്കണം. അതാണ് പറയുന്നത് ഡോക്യുമെന്റേഷൻ പ്ലേസ് എ മേജർ റോൾ ഇൻ അപ്ലോഡിംഗ് ഇൻ ടു ദ വെബ്സൈറ്റ്. എല്ലാത്തിനും ഡോക്യുമെന്റേഷൻ വേണം, കുറെ ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കണം. ഇതേപോലെ കുറെ ഇത് എല്ലാ പരിപാടിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് കേട്ടോ. വളരെ പ്രധാന സാധനത്തിൽ മാത്രമേ പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്തുള്ളൂ. 1000 rupees നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കൂളിലോ കോളേജിലോ എല്ലാ പരിപാടിക്കും 2000 പൈസ കൊടുത്ത് നമ്മൾ അവിടെ പോകാൻ പറയും. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? സോഫ്റ്റ് കോപ്പി ആയിട്ട് വല്ല ടിവിയിൽ ഡിസ്പ്ലേ ചെയ്യുന്ന രീതിയിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ പുറത്ത് ബാനർ വെച്ചിട്ടില്ലേ, എന്ത് IAC പരിപാടി ഉണ്ടായാലും ആ ബാനർ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? IACയിൽ ഫോട്ടോ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും IAC ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു സാധനം ഉണ്ടാവും. ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ചായ കുടിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഫോട്ടോ എടുത്ത് അതും കൂടെ കേട്ടിടാലോ. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? എന്താണ് ഈ ഇവന്റിനെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമുക്ക് അവിടെ ഒരു IAC സിമ്പിൾ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു സാധനം ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും നമ്മുടെ ഫോട്ടോ ഫ്രെയിമിൽ. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ ഇതിന്റെ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ വളരെ ക്രിട്ടിക്കലാണ്. നമുക്ക് 10 റിപ്പോർട്ട് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്താൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ 5 റിപ്പോർട്ട് 6 റിപ്പോർട്ട് ആയിരിക്കും അപ്രൂവ് ആവുന്നത്. ചിലപ്പോൾ അവർ റിജക്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു റീസൺ ഇത് തന്നെയാണ്. ചിലപ്പോൾ വെറുതെ ഫോട്ടോ ആയിരിക്കും, അത് അംഗീകരിക്കില്ല. അതിൽ IAC ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഒരു സാധനം ഉണ്ടാവണം. ചിലർ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും കുറച്ച് ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ എടുത്തിരിക്കും, ടൂർ പോയിരിക്കും, ചിലപ്പോൾ ആ ഫോട്ടോ എടുത്തിവിടെ കയറ്റും. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? സോ ദർ ആർ പീപ്പിൾ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക്. അപ്പൊ അതിനാണ് ഇപ്പൊ IAC കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. എവിടെയാണോ ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുന്നത് അവിടുത്തെ ജിയോ ടാഗും കൂടെ ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അപ്പൊ പല റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. ബട്ട് ഐ ഡു നോട്ട് നോ ഹൗ ആർ ദേ ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു സക്സീഡ്. പക്ഷേ വി ആർ ഡൂയിങ് ജെന്യൂൻ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ ദിസ് കമ്മിറ്റി ഫാം ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇവിടെ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് വി ആർ ദ പ്രസിഡന്റ് കൺവീനർ. യൂഷ്വലി ദ പോസ്റ്റ് ഈസ് ടെന്യൂർ ഫോർ 2 years മാക്സിമം. പ്രസിഡന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോസ്റ്റ് 2 years ആണ് മാക്സിമം. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് യൂഷ്വലി കൺവീനർ ക്യാൻ ടേൺ ആസ് എ പ്രസിഡന്റ്. Then this president will continue as an innovation ambassador. നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കരുത് നമ്മൾ 2 വർഷം ടേം കഴിഞ്ഞ് നമ്മൾ അതോട് കഴിഞ്ഞു നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത വർക്ക് നോക്കണം, അങ്ങനെയൊന്നുമില്ല. What IAC is aiming at, after 10 years, everybody in the institution will be trained as an innovation ambassador. എല്ലാവരും innovation ambassador. See, what I am telling you, a training attend ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ definitely we can feel a transformation. നമുക്ക് തന്നെ മനസ്സിലൊരു തോന്നൽ വരും. ഞാൻ തന്നെ പല വീഡിയോ കണ്ടിട്ട് വിചാരിച്ചത് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും നാൾ നമ്മൾ ഇത് അറിഞ്ഞില്ലല്ലോ, നമ്മൾ പാവം നമ്മൾ എന്നെങ്കിൽ കുത്തിയിരുന്ന് റിസർച്ച് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ളൂ, അല്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് ഈ സൊസൈറ്റിക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഒന്നും ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. IAC പറയുന്നത് ഈ കോറിലേറ്റ് വാട്ട് യു ആർ ടീച്ചിങ്, വാട്ട് യു ഡു റിസർച്ച് ടു ദ സൊസൈറ്റി ബെനിഫിറ്റ്. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് നോ? സോ ആ ഒരു രീതിയിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഫോക്കസ് തന്നെ മാറ്റണം എന്നായിരുന്നു ഈ IACയുടെ മെയിൻ അജണ്ട. ആ വീഡിയോ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കോൺസെൻട്രേറ്റ് ഓൺ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ്, promote startups in the early stage. Even polytechnic people are here. Your students can do lot of activities on startup. NIT ഒരു പക്ഷേ റിസർച്ച് ചാലഞ്ച് നമ്മൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, ഇപ്പോൾ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന റിസർച്ച് എല്ലാം വളരെ സ്ട്രോങ് ഫണ്ടമെന്റൽ റിലേറ്റഡ് കട്ടിംഗ് എഡ്ജ് ടെക്നോളജിയാണ് റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന റിസർച്ച് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു കാറോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു UPS ഇങ്ങനെ പലതരം സാധനം ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ വി ആർ ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ബോഡി. We do a very narrow cutting edge research. പക്ഷേ അതിന്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ we publish papers only in IEEE transactions. I think people from engineering institutions may understand what is IEEE transactions. I have published 13 IEEE transactions till now. Quality we don't have any compromise. പക്ഷേ എന്നോട് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ലെവലിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചോ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ I have some doubt. എന്നോട് ഇപ്പൊ പറയപ്പെടുന്നത് എന്തിനാണോ, NIT അധ്യാപകന്മാരടക്കം കമ്പനി തുടങ്ങുന്നതാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ അവിടെ പിന്നെ എന്തിനാ ഞാൻ ടീച്ചിലേക്ക് വന്നത്? ഈ ഐഡിയ എനിക്കുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ അപ്ലൈ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ട് പോയത്. Now the agenda is changing. We have to start a company, multi-dimensional way നമ്മൾ തന്നെ ബിഹേവ് ചെയ്യണം എന്നാണ് MIC പറയുന്നത്. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞ എല്ലാ വീഡിയോയും വായിച്ചിട്ട് കണ്ടിട്ട് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത് ഇപ്പോൾ ശരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഇതെല്ലാം 15 വർഷം മുമ്പ് വായിച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും രക്ഷപ്പെട്ട് പോയത്. നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് ടീച്ചിങ് ആണ് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനം, എന്താ ഒരു നല്ലൊരു വർക്ക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു ഹാബി കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ പെട്ടതാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ പുറകോട്ട് ആലോചിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? Anyhow, now I think this is clear, right? This is faculty community. In the school are teachers. You have to formulate a committee. So you have to undergo this innovation ambassador training. Training കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം you will get a certificate. ഇതിലൊരു പ്രധാന അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് ഞാൻ കണ്ടത്, ഈ ട്രെയിനിങ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എവിടെ പോയാലും ഇന്ത്യയിൽ എവർ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ഇസ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫറബിൾ. ഇപ്പോൾ NIT കോഴിക്കോടുള്ള ഒരാളുണ്ട്, നാളെ ഒരാൾ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്ത് വേറെ ജോലിക്ക് വേറെ സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ ദ എൻ്റയർ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് യു ക്യാൻ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ. അതാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും മെയിൻ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ്. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്? Then this is coming to external committee. ഇപ്പൊ പലർക്കും പ്രശ്നം വരുന്നത് എൻഡ് യൂസർ ആണ്. ഇപ്പൊ പല എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ തന്നെ ഒരു എൻഡ് യൂസർ ആണ്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ എയർ കണ്ടീഷൻ മെഷീൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു, ഫാൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു, എല്ലാ ടെക്നോളജിയും നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷെ അത് എങ്ങനെ മാനുഫാക്ചർ ചെയ്യുന്നു നമ്മൾ വി നെവർ എവർ സീ, ബിക്കോസ് ദാറ്റ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി റോൾ ഇസ് മെയിൻലി ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. Including NIT, we really lack of institute industry interaction. I think you all may agree with me. ഇപ്പൊ എന്നോട് തന്നെ കുമരവേൽ സാർ എത്ര കമ്പനി പോയി വിസിറ്റ് ചെയ്തു എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു ഒരാൾ എന്നോട് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മാക്സിമം 2 കമ്പനി പറയും, 3 കമ്പനി പറയും. അതിന്റെ മുകളിൽ അപ്പുറത്ത് ഞാൻ വിസിറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. സോ ദേ ആർ ടെല്ലിംഗ് ദാറ്റ് വി ഷുഡ് വിസിറ്റ് ദീസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീസ് റെഗുലർലി. അതേപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് കുട്ടികളും. ഇപ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയറോ സെക്കൻഡ് ഇയറോ കഴിഞ്ഞ ഉടനെ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ കുട്ടികൾ ഇന്റേൺഷിപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കണം. ദേ ആർ ചേഞ്ചിങ് ദ കരിക്കുലം ഇറ്റ്സെൽഫ്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ കുട്ടികളുടെ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിരിക്കണം. And not only that, at any point of time when they exit from the education system, they should end up in a job. ഇപ്പോൾ BSc പഠിച്ചാലും MSc പഠിച്ചാലും എന്ത് പഠിച്ചാലും അവസാനം തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അവർക്ക് ഒരു ജോലി കിട്ടിയിരിക്കണം. അതർവൈസ് ആ സ്കില്ല് കൊണ്ട് അവർക്ക് സ്വന്തം ബിസിനസ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു കഴിവ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇപ്പോൾ വൺ ഫെലോ ഡെവലപ്ഡ് കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് BSc സുവോളജി or BSc ബോട്ടണി. ആ ഒരു സ്കില്ല് വെച്ചിട്ട് he can start his own a small shop. Even he can run the shop better than a normal person who does not have any background about this biology. That's what they are telling. Exit. അത് മാത്രമല്ലാതെ വേറെ ഒരു നല്ല ഒരു സാധനം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എൻട്രി മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എക്സിറ്റ്. മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എൻട്രി മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എക്സിറ്റ് ഈ ഒരു കൾച്ചറിലേക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത്. വാട്ട് ദേ ആർ ടെല്ലിംഗ്, എനി പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് ടൈം anybody can leave the institute and they can join anywhere in the country. For example പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരാൾ MIT-യിൽ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ BTech പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ അയാൾ വിചാരിച്ചു സാർ നൗ ഐ വാണ്ട് ടു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് എ കമ്പനി. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ കമ്പനി ഇപ്പോൾ തുടങ്ങുന്നത് വി ഡോണ്ട് നോ. ആഫ്റ്റർ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ assumed that he want to start a company. അപ്പോൾ he stop his studies there. എന്നിട്ട് ഇയാൾ കമ്പനി തുടങ്ങാൻ പോകും. ഒരു വർഷമോ 2 വർഷമോ അയാൾ കമ്പനി തുടങ്ങും. After that he want to study back. Again he can come back to second year, not only in NIT Calicut, anywhere he can go with the earned credit. അപ്പോൾ ഇവർ പറയുന്നത് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ കഴിഞ്ഞ ഉടനെ യു അവാർഡ് ഹിം വിത്ത് എ സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇസ് ഈക്വലന്റ് ഡിപ്ലോമ ഡിഗ്രി കൊടുക്കണം എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. BTech വന്നിട്ട് ഒരാൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ സക്സസ്ഫുള്ളി എല്ലാ സബ്ജക്റ്റും പാസ്സായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അയാൾക്ക് ഡിപ്ലോമ ഈക്വലന്റ് ഉള്ള ഒരു സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് കിട്ടും എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. സി നൗ 10+3 is equal to ഡിപ്ലോമ. ഇവിടെ +1 +2 കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയറിൽ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ he can be awarded a diploma degree. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അയാൾക്ക് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് തന്നെ ഇല്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് അയാളുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം നിർത്തണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് അപ് ടു ഹിം. സെക്കൻഡ് ഇയർ കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഐ തിങ്ക് ദർ ഇസ് എ നെയിം. അതുപോലെ ഓവർ ലെവലിൽ വെച്ച് എനിബഡി ക്യാൻ ലീവ് എനിവെയർ ഇൻ ദ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട്. അത് മാത്രമല്ലാതെ ഒരുത്തൻ BSc ഫിസിക്സ് പഠിച്ചു, അയാൾക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു സാർ ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് പഠിക്കുന്നു. നൗ ദർ ഇസ് നോ വേ. ഒരു മെഡിക്കൽ കോളേജിൽ ഒരാൾ MBBS 3 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞു, അയാൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് മനസ്സിൽ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു സാർ എനിക്ക് ബയോടെക്നോളജി M.Tech കൂടെ എടുത്താൽ കൊല്ലാമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. യു ഹാവ് ടു പ്രൊവൈഡ് ദ വേ. ദിസ് ഈസ് കാൾഡ് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഇൻപുട്ട് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എൻട്രി മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ എക്സിറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്നു. Understood no? I think there are many agendas this MIC is preparing. I hope we all will understand this type of advanced educational system maybe in the year 2025 onwards. Now itself NEP started, the National Education Policy started, framework started, roadmap started. ഇപ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ പുസ്തകമെല്ലാം പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്ത് തുടങ്ങി. Even LKG onwards, education to promote thinking skill. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇരിക്കുന്നത് പരീക്ഷ എഴുതും, എന്ത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കൊടുത്താലും പരീക്ഷ എഴുതും. അതല്ലേ അതിന്റെ ഈ പരീക്ഷ നടത്തുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് അല്പം നടത്തുന്നത് ലാസ്റ്റ് 5 മിനിറ്റ് ചിലപ്പോൾ 2 അഡിഷണൽ ഷീറ്റ് മേടിച്ചു വയ്ക്കും. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇത് ഉത്സവം പോലെ ആയിരിക്കില്ലേ. പുറത്ത് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് കൈ പോകും സാറേ 2 പേപ്പർ, ഇവിടെ കൊടുക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് അവിടെ സാർ 2 പേപ്പർ, എനിക്ക് ലാസ്റ്റ് 5 മിനിറ്റ്. ഇത് മത്സരമാണ്. എങ്ങനെ എന്ത് എഴുതുന്നത് അവനൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാകുന്നില്ല, നമുക്കൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാകുന്നില്ല. മനസ്സിലായി? ഇതുപോലെ ഇടയില് ഒരു എക്സാമിനേഷൻ വാല്യുവേഷൻ ക്യാമ്പ്, നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും ക്യാമ്പിലേക്ക് പോയിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒവ്വൊരു എക്സാമിനറിനും ഒരു 25 ആൻസർ ഷീറ്റ് കിട്ടും അല്ലേ. അപ്പോൾ ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു ഹോസൂർ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ലേ, അവിടെ ഒരു എക്സാം ഇതുപോലെ വാല്യുവേഷൻ നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഹോസൂരിൽ പ്രത്യേകം എന്താ അറിയാമോ, തമിഴ്നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് പേപ്പർ വരും, കർണാടകയിൽ നിന്ന് പേപ്പർ വരും, കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്ന് പേപ്പർ വരും. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഹബ്ബാണ്. അപ്പൊ തമിഴ്നാട്ടിൽ നിന്നുള്ള ഒരു ടീച്ചറിന്, തമിഴ് ടീച്ചറാണ്, അയാൾക്ക് 25 പേപ്പർ കിട്ടി. അയാൾ കൃത്യം എണ്ണി നോക്കി 25 പേപ്പർ ഉണ്ടോ എണ്ണി നോക്കി, കറക്റ്റ്. എന്നിട്ട് പേപ്പർ എടുത്തു, ഫസ്റ്റ് ടിക്ക്. 2 മാർക്കാണെങ്കിൽ 1.5 മാർക്ക് കൊടുക്കും, 5 മാർക്കാണെങ്കിൽ 4 മാർക്ക് കൊടുക്കും. എന്ത് എഴുതിയാലും ഇയാൾ 4 മാർക്ക് എണ്ണി നോക്കും. ആൻസർ ഇൻ 5 ലൈൻസ്, 5 ലൈൻ ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് എണ്ണി നോക്കും. 5 ലൈൻ ടിക്ക്, ഒരു 4 മാർക്ക്. ഇതാണ് അയാളുടെ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ. ഇത് നോക്കിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്ന അടുത്ത ഒരാൾ പറഞ്ഞു, സാറേ എന്താ ഈ വായിക്കുന്ന സാറേ, ഇത് വായിച്ച് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. എനിക്കറിയാടോ, 2 പേപ്പർ താൻ നോക്കിയാൽ മതി. മാർക്ക് പിടിക്കാം. അപ്പൊ ഇവൻ പറഞ്ഞു, സാറേ ഇത് കണ്ട തമിഴ് ലെറ്റർ പോലെ ഒന്നും മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ലല്ലോ, എന്തൊക്കെയോ എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നു. നമുക്ക് സാറേ ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ഇതൊക്കെ കുട്ടികൾ എഴുതിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു, നമ്മൾ ഇത് നോക്കി മാർക്ക് കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇയാൾ ഇതിന്റെ ടിക്കറ്റ് ഇരിക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് 4 മാർക്ക് അവിടെ. ഇതിനിടയിൽ അവരുടെ മേലെ ചീഫ് എക്സാമിനറല്ലേ അവർ വന്നു, സാറേ ആരോ ഒരാൾ മലയാളം പേപ്പർ തിരുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അത് ആരാണെന്ന് കണ്ടെത്താൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. കുറേ പേര് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ആരെങ്കിലും ഇങ്ങനെ കറക്റ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നാൽ അത് തിരിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഒന്നിങ്ങനെ അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്തു. ഈ ആളെ ഇത് കേട്ടു. നോക്ക്, ഇത് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എന്നെ കുറ്റം പറയുന്നു. ആരോ ഒരുത്തൻ എവിടെയോ ഇത് മലയാളം പേപ്പർ വായിച്ചു തിരുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവില്ലെന്ന് അടുത്ത ഒരാൾ ചോദിച്ചിരിക്കുക. 4 റൗണ്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞു, 3 റൗണ്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞു, പേപ്പറും തിരിച്ചു കൊടുത്തില്ല. പെട്ടെന്ന് ഇവയാളുടെ ചീഫ് എക്സാമിനർ അയാൾ ഓരോരുത്തരായിട്ട് നോക്കി അവസാനം ഇയാളുടെ ടേബിൾ എത്തിയപ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലായി ഇയാളാണ് ഈ മലയാളം പേപ്പർ വായിക്കുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അപ്പൊ ഇവന് ഭയങ്കര ദേഷ്യമാണ്. ഇത് ആരോടെ ഈ മലയാളം പേപ്പർ എനിക്ക് വായിക്കാൻ കൊടുത്തത് പറഞ്ഞ് ഇവൻ കറക്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത ഒന്നും മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ആയിട്ട് പറ്റില്ല. ആരാണ് എനിക്ക് ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ കൊടുത്തതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഭയങ്കര ദേഷ്യം ഇയാൾക്ക്. ശരി, അത് പോട്ടെ. ഇതെല്ലാം കെട്ടി പെരുക്കി അവസാനം പേപ്പറിലാക്കി എന്നിട്ട് മലയാളം ഭാഷയുടെ അടുത്ത് കൊടുത്തു. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അയാൾ എല്ലാം കറക്റ്റ് നോക്കി. അടാ കറക്റ്റ് വാല്യൂഷൻ ആണെന്ന് അയാൾ പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ എന്താ മനസ്സിലാക്കി? മനസ്സിലായത്? ഇതാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? ഇതാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം. സോ ആ ഒരു എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം മാറ്റണം എന്ന് കുറെ ശ്രമം നടത്തുന്നു. ഐ ഹോപ്പ് ദിസ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം will make some extent success towards promoting real education. മനസ്സിലായി? ഇപ്പോൾ മാഡം ഒരു സെന്റൻസ് പറഞ്ഞത് നിങ്ങൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ ജനിച്ചവരാണ് വലിയ വലിയ ആൾക്കാർ. ആര്യപ്പെട്ട ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഈ നാസയിൽ ഇരുന്നിട്ട് വല്ല ടെലസ്കോപ്പ് എല്ലാം കണ്ടിട്ടാണ് അവർ മറ്റതും മറിച്ചതും കാണുന്നത്. ആര്യപ്പെട്ട എന്ത് കണ്ടിട്ട് ഇത്തരം എഴുതി വെച്ചാൽ ഐ ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് എനി ഐഡിയ. മനസ്സിലായി? ഈ തിരുക്കുറൽ മാഡം തിരുവള്ളുവർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. 2000 വർഷം മുമ്പ് എഴുതിയ ഒരു തിരുക്കുറൽ 2 സെന്റൻസേ ഉള്ളൂ. 2 സെന്റൻസേ ഉള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു തിരുക്കുറൽ ഇനി ഒരാളോട് എഴുതാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചിരുന്നത് വലിയ അത്ഭുതമാണ്. അത്രയും ബുദ്ധിയുള്ള ഒരാൾക്കാർ എങ്ങനെ വളർന്നു? അപ്പൊ അവരുടെ ജനറേഷൻ എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും? അവരുടെ സൊസൈറ്റി എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും? അതെല്ലാം എവിടെ പോയി എന്നാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ മാർക്ക്. മനസ്സിലായി? അവരെല്ലാം എവിടെ പോയി? ഇപ്പൊ 200 വർഷ കാലഘട്ടം ബ്രിട്ടീഷേഴ്സ് വന്നിട്ട് they cut down the branches of the entire tree. അപ്പൊ 100 വർഷത്തോളം ബാക്കിലോട്ടാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പോയിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതർവൈസ് we are really superior power in India. സോ ആ ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം തിരിച്ചെടുക്കാനാണ് നമ്മൾ ശ്രമം നടത്തുന്നതെന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്നു ത്രൂ ദിസ് നാഷണൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ പോളിസി. അപ്പോൾ ദിസ് ഇസ് ഫാക്കൽറ്റി സ്ട്രക്ചർ. ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ചില ഇന്നോവേഷൻ കോർഡിനേറ്റർ, സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്പ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി കോർഡിനേറ്റർ, ഇങ്ങനെ പല പോസ്റ്റുകളുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. ഇത് പതിയെ നിങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകും. ഇതിനിടയിൽ കമ്പനി എക്സ്പേർട്സ്, വി ഹൗ ടു ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ഫ്യൂ എക്സ്പേർട്സ് ഹു ആർ വർക്കിംഗ് ഇൻ ദ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി. If you are unable to find, don't worry, we will help in the initial period. We will give some experts. With the help of them, you can go ahead with the IAC activities. ഇവരുടെ റോൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ സജഷൻ കൊടുക്കണം, ഏത് തരം ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാം എന്നിട്ടും they will be. Then here student representative. Students also coming as students innovation ambassador. ഇവിടെ ഒരു ടീം നമ്മൾ പാലിച്ചതുപോലെ തന്നെ here also you can bring a team, student team. അപ്പോൾ they will get some type of training. Don't worry, not like us. They will get some type of training, and they also will involve actively in the most of the activities. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ we should have a dedicated website. IAC ക്ക് dedicated ഒരു വെബ്സൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവണം. നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കൂൾ വെബ്സൈറ്റിന്റെ കൂടെ you can have a separate website for this IAC. Then you should have a separate YouTube channel for IAC. Then you should have a LinkedIn account, Facebook account, Twitter account. Particularly, minimum you should have 2 accounts like LinkedIn and Twitter account. ഇത് പറയാൻ കാരണം ഇന്നത്തെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഇത് തുടങ്ങുന്ന മുൻപ് തന്നെ ബ്രൗസർ ഉണ്ടാക്കി നമ്മൾ ഒരാഴ്ച മുൻപ് ആ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയയിൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ there is a tag MOE മിനിസ്ട്രി ഓഫ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ സിംബൽ വരും. അതും കൂടെ അതിന് ടാഗ് ആയിട്ട് കേൾക്കണം. Understood? No? I will explain. I will give a demo. Don't worry. So ഈ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ നിങ്ങൾ IAC ഫാം ചെയ്ത ഉടനെ ആദ്യം ചെയ്തത് you have to develop a small web page in addition to your institute web page. We have to attach to that. Second one, you should start the social media like Twitter, LinkedIn. Here we formulated NIC, IAC, NITC. Like that, for example, AWH, IAC, AWH. Like that, you can have a small name and you can start your web pages like Twitter account, LinkedIn account, all these things. So every activity we have to upload in the social media. നമ്മൾ ഒരു അതായത് നമ്മൾ മിനിസ്ട്രിയുടെ വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ കയറിയിട്ട് ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് തിങ് ഇസ് യു ഹാവ് ടു അപ്ലോഡ് ദിസ് ലിങ്ക് ഓഫ് മനസ്സിലായോ? കോപ്പി ലിങ്കിന് ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ട്, അത് കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ യു ക്യാൻ ഡയറക്ട്ലി ഗെറ്റ് ദ ലിങ്ക് ആൻഡ് യു ക്യാൻ അപ്ലോഡ് ദാറ്റ്. Then these are some milestones I am telling. We have 30 innovation ambassadors.
Idea and how to mentor our students to innovate their ideas and all. And it's very good, nice sessions.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So he is your mentor of that KW. Still, proud to see that he was our student.
Actually, when Kumaravel sir called for the first time, I think around a week back, principal informed me to call back Kumaravel sir and all. I felt very happy that Kumaravel sir was my teacher here for around 3 semesters, I remember. I was a BTech student here, 10 to 14 batch. And so, we used to go to Startup Mission headquarters and all for these IDC events and all. But one issue was it was far away, and to get students there and into Fab Lab and Super Fab Lab in Kochi was little difficult. And if the Fab Lab over here is executed well, that would be a good addition in Calicut. And the Westfield Engineering College and Polytechnic students can easily access that. And if Kumaravel sir, actually I know sir very well personally. So if you can mentor students over there in Westfield, it would be great. And I expect sir and Chandran sir will be there with Westfield Polytechnic in the future events and all. Thank you for the event.
Thank you, Mr. Atul. And most happy that he is here in NIT campus back. And as he mentioned, this Fab, not only Fab Lab, today all the facilities of NIT Calicut is open door to outsiders. And one of a student who is currently pursuing PhD under KT University from TKM College of Engineering is staying in my lab for the past 2 months. Such provisions now we are giving. NITC is open, clear. But finally we want to see that is there any fruitful outcome is coming. So this student, PhD student, is currently working on an IEEE transaction. Already we permitted people from Kumaraguru College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu, and she come out with the IEEE transaction. Finally we see it's like a win-win situation. You know, NIT Calicut country, in my lab I am telling, I have closely 4 crore worth equipments in my lab. Funded by MHRD, various some of my projects. My scholars are utilizing full swing, but at the same time, remaining time why should we keep ideal? If it is useful for the public, yes, you can use it. Like TBA, Vijit is here, you can contact him at any point of time. All sort of support we will give, startup, or if you want to use Fab Lab, yes, most welcome. Very good feedback, Atul, thank you.
Voice for Institute can represent doesn't matter if it is a critic, it's open so that we can improve ourselves. Consider this as a positive question.
You can, don't hesitate, you can give some feedback, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, you can sit and speak, no problem, you can sit and speak anyhow.
Hello. So good evening to one and all. We all have come to the final part of the program. So studying in KMCT, we came to learn about NIT a lot. We had a different conception about the colleges. It is very much, the boundaries are consigned over there. Not everyone can access it. But after coming here, when we met all the faculties, all the people who supported us, and all the new connections we made over here, so we came to know that it's not only for NIT, it's anyone who can give a fruitful outcome. And by the support of the college, and after attending the IIC, I also felt the importance of the entrepreneurship, and overall it was a very good experience for me, my friend, and for anyone. So we definitely would love to implement the same thing in our colleges with the guidance of NIT, and we always look forward for the guidance and mentorship of all the dignitaries over here, and we're always welcome and we'll always be thankful for your mentorship. That's all for me. Thank you.
From women, City, College of Engineering, the women, 3 of them take.
Myself Suja, coming from Vedavyasa Vidyalaya, Malaparamba. First of all, let me say that it's for the first time we are to this campus. As one of the speakers told that this campus is something which is not open for the common people, but when we came here, we felt that it is open for all. So I believe that this idea should be actually circulated among the common people. And we have a great task before us that these has to be inculcated among our students, and I feel that it is to the young minds we have to instill all these. From the school level it should start. So our team is ready to do all these things, and of course at last the classes provided by Sir Kumaravel sir, class was very excellent. We expect more classes. At the same time, Preeti madam also gave us a wonderful class, and the hospitality provided by this team, it's very excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Vedavyasa is one of the leading school in Calicut. Not only in Calicut, maybe all over Kerala. I remember Dr. President of India, Abdul Kalam visited your school. Yeah. The government higher secondary school, all of the medical colleges, they were here. I think now they left without listening certificate. Okay. Sorry, sir. Yeah, he only places. Sir is pretending that he is busy.
Oh, that's
Good evening all. First time I am visiting NIT Calicut, and it was a good experience for me and my colleague also. And especially all the sessions were wonderful sessions, and especially the tea and the lunch was also very nice, and we are very much thankful for this hospitality. And again, we along with our students will visit. We are eagerly waiting to visit NIT Calicut, and we expect all support from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We will appoint a vendor for you, sir. Don't worry. Please keep in touch. We will appoint a vendor for you. He is from the medical college. But he is not from medical college. He is from another campus.
It is in where is that campus?
Calicut, it is very famous no? We never ever get admission there. That's school. I come to know that there is a girls' secondary school in Calicut. We never ever get admission for that.
that is government girls
Narakau, yeah, Narakau. So this is in next place in Calicut. Even our Chayava, he is here for more than 1 year. He don't know where is our building. That is the problem in NIT campus. There are some problem anyhow. If there is any mistakes or problem happened, please inform us. Maybe later stage we will rectify it, and we will make the event much better. So we come to the end, and really the efforts taken by our coordinators, Dr. Sarvottama Jodi from Mechanical Department, and he is an innovation ambassador. We have Dr. Jayachandran from Civilian Department, and I really wholeheartedly thank both of them for conducting this event, especially volunteering service towards this IAS. We have our convener, Dr. Sudeep PV, and he is from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. He is also a trained innovation ambassador and very actively working to promote the activities of innovation institutions, innovation council. Whoever is going to take the lead of convener, you can really consult him, especially when we upload the reports, preparation of reports. Whenever we are receiving the report on our table, many mistakes will be there. There will not be any name. Some photos will be there, random photos will be there. We do not know whether we have taken during the program or some other event. Lot of confusions. So he is really facing lot of problem. But grassroots level, we are trying to address stage by stage. And moreover, we team taken charge 2 years to last semester, means this past 2 quarters only we are running. Although there are ways already put by our seniors, and somehow we are continuing the same, but hope that this newly starting institute now, you will face problems related to website, maybe many confusions, because whenever see the MHRD site, the information will never be whole. Somewhere they will say 20 participants, somewhere they will be 40 participants, internal or external, self-funded or funding is available. Some confusions will be there. Okay? But at any point of time, you can also call Dr. PV for your clarification of your doubt in the capacity of convener. With that, we are coming to the certificate certificate distribution. So we are happy to inform that our student team under the headship of Mr. Darbar, they have developed a dedicated IAC website in the volunteering basis. You can see we decided to develop a website probably in the end of April or May. By the time their examinations over, due to COVID pandemic, there was a delay. The moment when they informed them, they stayed in our campus. During the vacation time, they didn't go home. They stayed here in our campus. They taken lot of efforts, and finally they developed a very good website. I think now we will see the website link. We will send you all, and you can see how quality way they have developed. This is the skill what we explored from the student community. You get me point? No? Our students can do anything. I am telling you. Say once we conducted some election. Okay, and a particular candidate was getting more vote. We don't know what happened. Then later we found that one of the students is sitting in a hostel and he is putting vote for all. Such a talented students are there. Then we identified him, we motivated him in the right direction. He has later developed a lot of things. I think Atul time, I don't know, sometime it happened in our NIT campus. He developed a lot of software security. You get my point now? So this is the way how we are in the position to tap the skills of our students. So really we have to give a great applause to our team for developing this website by spending their entire vacation, and on behalf of our entire IAC and NIT community, we have to thank them. And now I request our convener to issue the certificates to our website development team, and maybe I will call by name. Darbar, Tejasvi, Yadula Durga Shivani, Mayank Gupta, so now we request the convener to deliver certificates to the participants. Nishant the PK. We will go to the front after.
To be, it's a